Hello everyone. Welcome to our first video in DBMS and SQL series. In this video, we will start from the very basics and basic understanding what data is, what a database means, different types of databases and tools used to manage them, and finally, an introduction to SQL and relational databases. Let's start with the simplest concept, data. Data is just raw information or facts that have no meaning until processed. For example, your name, age, marks, and phone number. All are data, like a photo, a document, or even a YouTube comment. That's all our data too. But this data alone doesn't help much. When we recognize the processed data to extract useful meaning, it becomes information. For example, a list of students and their marks is data, but calculating the average marks from it, that's an information. Now, imagine you have thousands of pieces of data, like student records, customer details, or bank transactions. You can't just dump them in random files. You need a system to store, organize, and manage them efficiently. That's where a database comes in. A database is a structured collection of data that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. For example, your school database or college database might have tables like students, teachers, courses, and marks. Each table stores related information in rows and columns, just like a spreadsheet or Excel. So a database acts like a digital filing cabinet, organized, searchable, and secure. Not all databases are the same. Over time, different types of databases have evolved for different needs. Look at the major types like hierarchical database, network database, relational database, NoSQL database. In hierarchical database, data is stored in a tree-like structure with parent-child relationships. For example, an organizational chart or file directory, like old systems like IBM, IMS, use this model. When coming to network database, similar to hierarchical, but allows many-to-many relationships. For example, a student can enroll in multiple courses, and each course has many students. Coming to relational database, stores data in tables, like in rows and columns, and links them using keys. This is mostly why most widely used model today. Examples: MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL. Coming to NoSQL database, designed for unstructured data like JSON format, documents, or graphs. In NoSQL, we will use MongoDB, Cassandra, Firebase, and some other. Each type serves a different purpose. Relational databases are best for structured data, while NoSQL is great for flexible, large-scale systems. Now, to manage these databases, we use a database management system, or DBMS. A DBMS is a software that lets us store, retrieve, and manipulate data efficiently. Some popular DBMS tools includes MySQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, MongoDB, MS Access. Coming to MySQL, it is an open and widely used for web applications. Coming to Oracle, enterprise-level and highly secured one. Microsoft SQL Server, coming in corporate environments like particular projects or enterprise level. MongoDB, a NoSQL database for flexible JSON-like documents. MS Access, it is a lightweight database for personal use or small projects. With these DBMS tools, you don't need to handle complex files. You just write queries, and the tools manages everything behind the scenes. Now, let's focus on relational databases, the backbone of most order and systems. In relational database, data is stored in tables that are related to each other through keys. For example, consider three tables like student, courses, and marks. In this student table, student ID, name, class, courses table, course ID and course name. In marks table, student ID, course ID, and marks. The student ID is the marks table linked to the student table. That's a relationship. This model helps reduce data duplication and makes it easy to query across multiple tables using SQL. And finally, SQL, Structured Query Language. SQL is a language used to communicate with relational databases. It lets you create databases and tables, insert new records, update existing data, deleting records, query data to get information. For example, select Name Marks from Student where marks greater than 80. This simple query finds all the records who scored above 80 marks. SQL is simple, powerful, and used in almost every organization that deals with the data. So that's up your first video in the world of DBMS and SQL. We learned what data is, what databases are, their types, tools, and how relational databases works with SQL. In next video, we'll dive deeper into DBMS architecture and key components. So make sure, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.